What is going on, Knights of Vex? I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day so far because CG just released a bunch of news in today's update and we need to talk about it. We have new requirements for the new GL Mando, a brand new Datacron set, new Lightspeed bundles coming to the game, updates to character kits, and somewhat another version of the Carson Teva focused Datacron that seems to be changed again. They can't seem to figure it out. Hopefully this change fixes it. I don't know exactly what they did to it, so we're going to go over it together, but lots to talk about, so I want to keep you guys in the loop for these big updates. So if you guys are aware how I'm finding this out in the data mines and by a post by CG, we find out all this information. So Ezra Bridger Exile getting a Lightspeed bundle. Really awesome because he's a very powerful conquest unit. The issue with him is that he's very dependent on GL Ahsoka Tano to be viable. If you don't have GL Ahsoka Tano in your lineup, you could slot him into a full Spectre lineup in the meantime. But to show you guys what I'm talking about, we're going to head over to Discord really quick and show you guys where I found this out. So, whoops, that's my recording software. I had to move that over for a second. But anyway, this is where I found out. This is in the game assets section. Ezra Bridger Exile is coming as a Lightspeed bundle, as the latest Conquest unit added to that cycle. This seems to be a trend for all the new Conquest units. After a certain amount of time, they get put in the store, and I'll show you guys exactly when that's coming to release. We also have this Cal Kestis bundle with, that looks like Ahsoka Fulcrum and Seer. So this could be a Cal Kestis requirement. It says Ufus maybe, but he's not an Ufu, so it's kind of interesting. This appears to be a separate bundle where it's including Seer, Cal, and Fulcrum. So that could be pretty good if you guys are trying to go for Cal. A lot of these characters are very easily accessible now because of Lightspeed tokens, but if you guys want to speed up the process with the farming, that's going to be an option for you, and one that makes me super hyped because I think every new player should go for this team regardless. There's going to be a Great Mother Lightspeed bundle, and it looks like it's coming with Great Mothers Morgan and Night Trooper. What that means is all you would have to do, which is I don't know everything that's included in the bundle yet. I don't think they've released it, or at least I haven't seen it. All you'd have to do is use a bundle on Death Trooper Peridia, get your Night Sister Spirit up and running, or your Marin. Requires a bunch of less Lightspeed tokens, and you're going to have the team up and running. Really good for Assault Battles, Grand Arena, TW, Conquest, Proving Grounds. This team is one of the best teams in the game, and the fact that it's coming as a Lightspeed bundle will only help newer or mid-game players that are willing to spend on these bundles. Great boost to your roster. Depending on the price, it's going to be very worth it. So, those three things are coming. If you guys are curious about when they are coming, I was taking a look in the store, and all that I'm seeing so far in terms of the bundles is the Ezra Bridger Exile one, which I believe it's starting on 9-1, from what I'm seeing over here. One starts at 3 a.m. One, is it? No, I'm sorry. It's not 9-1. It ends on 9-4. So, not sure when it's starting. It says starts at 11 a.m., but over here, Ezra Bridger Lightspeed bundle, $40, ends on September 4th. So, it might be coming actually earlier than I think. I can't seem to find exactly where the other bundles for Great Mothers or the Ufus and Cal bundle are, but they're coming soon. Ezra's going to be $40. I'm not exactly sure about the Great Mother or the Ufu pack, but I'm sure it's going to be around $25, $30, around that price point. I don't think maybe Cal will be more expensive, maybe $50, but Great Mothers I can't see being over the top as much as Ezra Bridger's, which is $40 for a Conquest unit. Obviously, it saves you a lot of time because Conquest grinds are one of the hardest in the game. It just takes a lot of time, a lot of crystal refreshes. So, being able to have this option is pretty nice for anyone that's willing to spend. But like I said, Ahsoka Tano is going to be a pretty much mandatory if you're going to want to get that bundle. So, if you're close to getting her or you want to work on her now because this bundle is available, now would be a good time to do it because this makes it a lot easier. So, that's all the stuff in the store. 3 awesome Lightspeed bundles coming, and that's exactly where they're appearing. So, what we're going to show next is the data mine, talking about this Carson Teva fix. So, I'm not exactly sure what they changed because I'm pretty sure last time they fixed it, which was the first time, they added a Bad Batch captive clause, but the one it reads now is Carson Teva gains 30% offense stacking up to 150%. I think that was like the original. Each time he counterattacks until the end of the encounter, Carson Teva can't be defeated while other allies are active and not captive. So that right there is going to be anti-Bad Batch because there's a weird Terminator thing where, or not even a Terminator thing, he cannot die if other Bad Batch allies are active. It makes it a lot harder. So I'm hoping they got rid of the fact that you have to they have to take turns and lose the captive kind of thing. I don't even understand. It's so confusing, but it's just a ridiculous type of wording for the Datacron. Whenever Carson Teva uses Keeping the Peace, a New Republic tank allies assist. The first time each enemy reaches 5 stacks of On the Run, New Republic allies gain 50% turn meter until the end of the battle. Carson Teva recovers 30% health and protection and gains 30% critical damage stacking up to 180% until the end of the battle. So, there definitely was some sort of change. This is the second time they're posting. It says V2, but it should be V3 because this should be the third change or the third version of the Datacron. So, want to keep you guys in the loop. They made another additional change to Carson Teva's Focus Datacron. So, I did want to talk about that. Now, other news that we have to talk about. I'm going to move us over here. We're going to go full screen. So, this is the update on 8.19 from Meathead. And they are going over Zeb being farmable, the New Republic Zeb, which is going to be a requirement for Galactic Legend Mando. He's going to be put on Cantina 9F. Now, a lot of players are kind of freaking out over this because they don't want a Cantina farm because they want to get the signal data. What I want to show really quick on the other screen is what exactly 9F is. So, we head into game really fast. If you guys go to 9F, this is the literal jackpot in terms of farming nodes. You get your Omicron, your green signal data, as well as your flawed signal data. This is by far the biggest grind for me as an endgame player, and even on my free-to-play account. This piece is so frustrating to get. The drop rates are terrible, so the fact that they are giving us a freebie by giving Zeb on this node is actually pretty nice. So I have to give credit to CG. I was worried about the, Cantina node being very tough. They haven't seemed to release a fleet node in like a very long time. So I'm not sure if they're anti-fleet arena nodes right now, but not a lot of them are getting character drops. It's these high expensive nodes. So you should be absolutely fine farming your signal data and getting him the 7-star if you're going for GL Mando, or eventually when you start to go for GL Mando, you're not really taking away from anything else because the signal data is the most important thing right now in terms of resources. So he's going to be on 9F. So I did want to showcase that. That's a really good positive thing that they did for the community. Now, next up, Vayne has been put on the accelerated characters list. So if you're going to go for Pirate King Hondo, his drops are going to be 2 instead of 1. Now, the Lightspeed token situation, I'm not really sure where they are. There was a data mine behind it a couple of weeks ago, but I think it's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks, maybe the next month. So be cautious if you're going to start going for Vayne until there's a bundle or a Lightspeed token. I think it's coming soon. So he's being added. Now, the new set of requirements for the GL Mando. We have 3 of the new era units. We have Zeb, Carson Teva, and Colonel Ward at Relic 7. So, honestly, not a terrible thing because with Relic Delta in the game, a majority of the characters are going to have to go at Relic 7 at the bare minimum. So, not the worst requirement in the world. IG-11, not really used as much anymore. So, he's going to be a Relic 9 requirement. Maybe he can get some uses with some Datacrons, but he used to be very good with a Dash, Rendar, Quill kind of lineup. We haven't seen that in a very long time. Kind of fallen out of the meta. There's a lot of really popular teams that are just way stronger. So, Relic 9 on IG-11 is not the greatest, but at least it's not Relic 10. So, maybe you can get a use in some plug and play with the Scoundrel team, depending on where you are in the game. At the very end game, I don't really think he's going to make much use on the map, but not the worst requirements in the world. Not requiring a legendary character. Relic 7 is fine on the base. Relic 9 IG-11 is probably the most harsh one, but again, not the end of the world. So, those are the second set of requirements. It looks like they're going to be releasing them every 4 weeks. So, GL Mando might be out in 8 to 10 weeks from now. So, very cool. Now, going over some bug fixes and adjustments. The first one is fixing an issue where in the character collection screen, Leia Jedi Training said she was released in the New Republic era instead of releasing alongside the New Republic era. So, not really that big of a deal, just a wording thing. Now, next up, updated the description for Asajj Ventress Dark Disciples special Come Back to Me. So they updated it. I'm not really sure exactly what they updated, but we'll have to take a look. That's a bug fix. This is going to be a change, it looks like, to Kleia. If Kleia is defeated in battle, the damage immunity buff no longer applies to Luthen Rael when his health drops below 25% or less for the first time. So if she's defeated, he can no longer gain damage immunity. I'm not sure if that's going to fix the weird interaction with the bug with Luthen, where you go through an endless Terminator loop and you can't kill him because he's literally unkillable because of that clause. So probably they're trying to fix whatever that was. Next up, Another thing with Jedi training Leia, they updated the description to Unique 2 to mention the expiry condition of speed gain. So it's updated. It says, Leia Jedi training gains 50 speed whenever she gains a stack of Jedi lessons, 150 until the end of battle. So, is this reading, if she has Jedi lessons, she has 150 speed, and when she loses Jedi lessons, it's gone? Is that what they mean? Or is it just throughout the whole battle, she's going to have 150 speed? So, a little bit confusing to me. I'm pretty sure Jedi Lessons turns into Jedi Legacy, so I'm not sure if that eliminates the speed gain or what, but apparently it says she mentioned the expiry condition, so maybe it's going away. Not really 100% sure on that. Next up, they fixed the Marok bug with the animation in the Era Battle Shattered Empire, where he was doing the weird, like, spinning thing and he was stuck, so that's going to be fixed. Next thing, Territory Battle Pirates should now count towards Defeat 10 Pirates quest, so that's actually a good quality of life change because you guys are doing TV and you want to get that feat. It's going to help you out. Next up, we talked about this previously. Hondo was buffed to steal locked buffs. They are now reverting him because they can't figure out how to code him correctly to not steal unique buffs that aren't supposed to be copied or stolen. So over here, they said, per the previous post, we have reverted Hondo's ability to steal locked buffs. I just feel like if they added a simple line, which I don't know if it's that simple in coding aspects, but if they added a line in each character's kit where it was a unique buff where it says can't be copied or stolen, I feel like in a coding aspect, because I've done a little bit of coding in my life, I'm not an expert by any means, but I feel if they added a line of code that says cannot be stolen or copied, then that should eliminate the whole locked buff fiasco. Maybe you guys know more than me, maybe you guys are better coders, but that seems like the most simple fix in my aspect or point of view. But that's Hondo. He's back to being kind of trash on defense for the time being. Next up, fix an issue where enemies with damage immunity or an aggressive stance receive true damage from Daughter of Mortis. If you guys aren't aware of what that is, that's a GL Ahsoka Tano unique or ability where she's counterattacking and dealing true damage. No longer going to be dealing damage while they have damage immunity. So that's a very fair change. Now, if you guys are interested, CG has dropped a Datacron set already. So it's just like, I don't know about you guys, it's kind of exhausting having to go through Datacron set over and over and over. I feel like I can't catch a break. You're just constantly gas on the pedal, going and grinding for these Datacrons. And the fact that we can have this current set in week 2, because this was available for like 2 or 3 hours. There could be some crazy whales that could have all of these Datacrons or some of them already in week 2 of GAC before they're even farmable. This is a pure monetization change. We've known this for a while. I just find it crazy that you could see these Datacrons in week 2 of a season. They're not even released yet. But let's talk about it really quick. This is not going to be my Datacron video. We'll do a whole in-depth guide talking about it, but I want to show you guys what we're talking about and what going forward you might see in the meantime. So there will be a Datacron review, but in the meantime, let's show you what we're working with. So the stats for the Datacrons are going to be crit damage, protection, potency, armor pen, critical chance, health, and tenacity. So there's no defense. We do have armor pen to help counteract the current set's defense, which is kind of nice, and pretty good stats overall. Health and protection are making a comeback. Critical chance, is pretty trash. It actually has a use in some scenarios, but crit damage, armor pen, protection, health are definitely the strong outliers. The alignments for Dark Side, a lot of repeats from the previous. I've been seeing this trend. They keep repeating a lot of stuff. We have Dark Side buffs on a basic. We have the max health damage, which was in the previous set. That's going to be really good for Lord Vader. The stacking offense and speed. The trash one where you recover health on a critical hit. And then a cleanse for Dark Side, a 1 in 4 chance of that. Light Side buffs on a special, repeated. Health and protection recovery on a buff gain, good for banner recovery. Whenever they grant a buff, health and protection recovery. Speed up on a basic, that's actually a really strong one. Really good to consider. And then this is another repeat from the current set. Weakest ally gains 20% turn meter for every light side ally. So that's going to be very strong. We're getting 2 back-to-back sets. You're going to see almost every light side team with that pretty much besides the speed up on a basic. Now, the level 6, the factions are going to be Empire as well as Jedi Vanguard. And wait till you see what they did to Grandma, because she is definitely pissed off for all the trash we've been talking about her for the past year or 2 since she's been in the game. She is ready to pounce on some younglings or go ape, total ape on all the Empire, the Sith, whoever. She is literally going to be destroying characters this season, and I can't wait to show you. So, the Empire one, there's a lot of good ones. A repeat. So, Darth Vader Duel Zen is going to make a comeback on defense because he's going to be gaining a bonus turn. Again, they're bringing back the Empire when an ally falls below 100% health. They're gaining a bonus turn. So, we will see a resurgence for Darth Vader Duel Zen. We got a very interesting one with protection up on turn meter loss. We have the damage reduction for Empire level 6. I could see that being a total nightmare on a potential Lord Vader team. But there's also another really interesting one for Lord Vader as well, the one below it. Empire allies can ignore taunt to target a debuffed enemy. I could see that being a total problem. Lord Vader does nothing but spread debuffs. So if you have a tank on your team, they're practically useless. Useless if there's debuffs on the field. And that's going to be a very strong mechanic. So I haven't narrowed down what's going to be the strongest. But also, at the same time, look at this. Whenever a debuff on an enemy expires, Empire allies gain 2% offense, double if that debuff was dispelled. That right there might be the strongest for Lord Vader. This is going to be the hardest one to figure out for Lord Vader, because I could see a use for literally 3 of these, even 4. They're all so freaking strong, but the MVP might be this one. Do you know how much damage Lord Vader is going to have with this? If you tie in the max health damage 3 with the stacking offense on the 6, you got to cleanse those dots somehow, otherwise you're going to die to damage over time. That could be a serious issue. Serious issue. And I don't know, guys. There's going to be a use case for a lot of these. You might want to get a lot of these Empire Crons to play around with later on. So they're very, very strong. Jedi Vanguard, a lot to talk about. You have the defense to offense, which is really good. Really good for Mace, Jocasta, Depa Balaba. Going to hit really hard. Even the the tank, Temple Guard. He's modded mostly for defense anyway. He's going to be hitting harder than probably half the team. So that's probably going to be one of the go-tos if I had to guess. The second one that is interesting is going to be the wordy one. Whenever an enemy gains a stack of investigation, they are provoked for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. And Jedi Vanguard allies gain 20% crit damage for a max of 200% until the end of the encounter. Whenever an enemy becomes revealed, that enemy takes true damage equal to 25% of their max health and is inflicted with armor shred until the end of the battle and are exposed for 2 turns. So that's also a very strong one. So I could see arguments for the defense to offense as well as the wordy level 9. Very strong. We're going to have to see which one is better, but they both seem to be extremely impactful. Now, quickly talking about the level 9s. I haven't really reviewed all of them a lot, but there's one in particular that really stuck out to me. So the Thrawn one looks very interesting. Again, we'll talk more about this during the review. The Barriss one's going to have a use. You're probably going to see this on Rey. And when her current set expires, we'll probably have to bounce to this one. You have Darth Vader's one returning where he's going to be gaining offense whenever there's a bonus turn. You could see a lot of crazy stuff with Darth Vader Duel's End. With Maul, like Conquest Maul takes a lot of bonus turns. So you could see some weird, crazy synergy with that. We're going to have to see. Qui-Gon's is okay. Shock T's will have a use. It's pretty decent. Major Partagas I haven't really reviewed fully. I don't think the team is very good on defense, but maybe with the Empire Cron, it brings them back to new heights. The Tarkin one could be interesting because he's modded for potency for most of the time. He deals a lot of damage based off his potency, so that one could be pretty strong on the clone team in 3v3. Iden Versio, haven't really looked at it fully, but it's a lot of words. I'm sure it's going to be pretty decent. Hopefully it makes them a Kyber 1 viable team. The Jedi Knight Guardian is interesting. I don't know how powerful it's going to be. It sounds like it's going to be strong when you're targeting her because the enemy team's going to be taking max health damage. But the one that will be absolutely bananas is going to be Jocasta Nu, Grandma style. Whenever an enemy takes a turn, Jocasta Nu takes a bonus turn. During this bonus turn, Jocasta Nu deals 100% more damage. This bonus can't trigger this effect on enemies. I want you to keep in mind something really quick. For a lot of the previous crons like this, I'm pretty sure it was gain 100% turn meter. I don't remember if it was a bonus turn. There will be nothing that stops Jocasta Nu from taking this turn. No days, nothing. She will be gaining a bonus turn, not turn meter. So you really cannot take this team lightly this season because she hits hard. You tie this into the Jedi Vanguard 6. She goes into rifle form often and quickly. She is going to be an absolute nightmare. If you get a Datacron with high critical damage and protection, this team will be doing bananas things this season. Master Mace will no longer be trash. He'll be making a huge comeback, and Jocasta is ready to do a huge pounce on all of us because we have been talking smack on her for a very long time. So, wanted to showcase how strong this is going to be. A lot of news dropping today. New Datacron set, and I can't wait to do the review in the week or two to talk about exactly what to go for. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this news drop. Let me know what you are most excited about in terms of the Datacron and the update. You guys excited about the Lightspeed bundles? Are you excited about the Datacron set? Or is it kind of poor? So, leave your feedback down below. Knights, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. On your way out, don't forget to drop a like, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe for more content from your boy Vex, and I'll catch you guys in the very next one. May the Force be with you all. Peace.